Unveiling the Narcissist's Pain. What happens when they think of you? One idea keeps coming up as we learn more about how narcissists think. You can see how narcissists' flaws are woven into their personalities when you learn more about them. Though they are hard to understand, they are based on a strong focus on you that can't be broken. It shows how narcissists have a skewed view of the world because they often base their thoughts on false ideas. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll talk more about this strange subject. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. The movie we're about to watch will show us what narcissists often think, especially after a breakup. This thought that they have all the time changes their skewed and unrealistic view of the world, which changes how they see you, how they connect to others, and how they understand how others feel. I'm ready to show how hard it is in the movie story because it's a big part of how they think. Narcissists think and act in very different ways from the rest of us. A lot of you may already know this. They get lost and see things differently than they really are because of the mistakes in their thinking. Their thoughts are hard for them to put into words, and when they do, it sounds vague and general. Narcissists have a lot of false beliefs about themselves that come from ego parts that aren't working right. These people do everything they can to hide their flaws because they think being honest about them will make them easy for other people to pick on. They don't like being honest about how they feel because they think it will make them lose control. Most people want to be respected and understood in relationships. Narcissists, on the other hand, think they are better than everyone else and treat others badly because of it. Because of this, they see relationships as deals in which they check to see what the other person can do for them. Narcissists get a lot of power and control from praise and approval, which makes them feel like they deserve it. People are put into groups by the narcissist based on the supply they give, which means how much value they think the narcissist gets from them. Personalities like sensitivity, understanding, kindness, and patience are very valuable to narcissists because they meet many of their needs and are their main sources of reinforcement. The narcissist's manipulation skills are fueled by this constant flow of praise and kindness, which helps them keep up their false sense of control through dishonest means. Narcissistic relationships are based on the idea that people don't like being vulnerable. When narcissists hide how they really feel, they protect themselves from being used or manipulated. Sincere emotional expression builds trust and closeness in all kinds of relationships, from friendships to love partnerships to family ties. Narcissists, on the other hand, avoid being real because they want to protect themselves. They keep up a front of being strong and unbreakable to keep up the illusion that they are in charge of other people. The narcissist sees vulnerability in a different way. They see it as a weakness that others could use against them. They are afraid of showing their feelings because they think it will make them easy to manipulate, which is similar to how they tend to take advantage of others. So, they take a defensive stance and carefully manage their surroundings to avoid showing signs of weakness or fragility. This behavior comes from having a skewed view of oneself because of a broken ego from childhood. When people talk about narcissism, they often talk about how narcissists change from a young age. A lot of the time, these people have trouble accepting themselves as they are, and they may face rejection from parents or other important people in their lives, which makes them feel alone. To fill this emotional void, they create a different personality or persona that fits with what society expects of them. This is a way for them to stay alive. By following what they think are social norms, this adaptation helps them get the respect and praise they want. As a way to make yourself more likable and lower your risk of being rejected, this adaptation may show up as copying the behaviors, hobbies, or attitudes of friends, romantic partners, or peers. This kind of behavior shows how much the narcissist needs others to be patient, understanding, kind, and empathetic. The narcissist takes on different identities to try to feel stable about who they are, even if it means relying on outside approval. But this consistency is still hard to find. Narcissists have serious problems with their sense of self, which are made worse by a deep-seated fear of being open and vulnerable. They walk a dangerous tightrope, switching between different parts of their personality depending on the situation and the people involved. This is because they have complex personality disorders, dysfunctional attachment patterns, and ongoing attachment problems. Their actions can become very strange and shocking, especially when their deepest fears come true, like when they feel alone and abandoned. People who are at first seen as friendly and outgoing may quickly turn into angry and hostile individuals, leaving their partners confused and questioning the truth of their former image. Narcissists act in such a crazy way because they are constantly wanting to be in charge and be admired, which makes them try to change things to benefit themselves. When narcissists are with respected people who can understand, be patient, and be kind, it may temporarily make their constant fight easier. But this break doesn't last long. Over time, the narcissist gets used to the way the relationship works, knowing that their partner will always love and support them. But when they get bored, they look for something new, often by making big changes to how they act or making new friends to keep up their act of being charming and likable. Narcissists think that once they have a relationship, especially one that will last, they don't have to put in as much work to keep it going. This belief that they will always have their partner reinforces their attachment problems because they think their partner will always be in their circle, which makes manipulative behaviors like giving their partner the silent treatment okay. This behavior serves two purposes. It shows that they are in charge while also hiding who they really are from others. Because of bad things that happened to them as kids, narcissists often deal with a lot of bad things. They think that showing their weak spots would break down their carefully built facade, which is not true. Because of this, they create different characters to hide how fragile they really are, which keeps them from being themselves. Narcissists are very good at hiding their wounds and triggers by fitting in with different groups of people and places, which is very different from most people who stay true to themselves. But their tendency to change shapes is a strong psychological block that keeps them from accepting and showing who they really are. They are stuck in a loop of entitlement and think, wrongly, that just being in a relationship makes the other person loyal forever, so they don't have to do anything else to strengthen the bond. Their main problem is that they can't make good connections with other people. Narcissists often cause problems in their relationships by holding grudges and saying hurtful things behind closed doors. They have a hard time making real bonds with others, including partners, friends, and family. Sadly, the feeling of safety in the relationship doesn't translate into respecting the wants of the other person. When narcissists think about what they want, they often don't think about or care about what their partners want or need. They see them as tools for their own gain. Because they can't make real connections with themselves, they can't build lasting relationships. Instead, they have shallow interactions that don't last or go deep. These weak ties are flawed from the start because they are based on a need for control instead of real emotional closeness. When narcissists are in a relationship, they only want to meet their own needs and don't care about the other person's needs. They don't want to grow or understand each other. This uneven relationship isn't caused by bad intentions, it's because they don't understand what true exchange means in relationships, and their focus on themselves takes precedence over the needs of others. Narcissists feel strong emotions, often stronger than the average person. These emotions can be very bad. But because they can't control these feelings and get the help they need, they act in unhealthy ways, giving the impression that they have multiple identities that are controlled by their ego and inner stories. Because they can't control their feelings in a healthy way, they depend on others a lot for the mental support they can't give themselves. This dependence shows up as a constant need for the energy and mental support of the people around them, making you an important source of power in their lives. The constant need for your emotional support can be very tiring, since you are always expected to comfort and reassure them. Narcissists have a lot of relationships because they need praise and validation from many people, like close friends, ex-partners, and anyone else they think will give it to them. They constantly look for comfort, often from more than one source, because they can't get enough of it. But giving this kind of care all the time can be tiring, and it takes constant work to make people feel safe and comforted. Narcissists, on the other hand, think they deserve this level of loyalty because they don't understand the depth of connection and reciprocity that are needed in real relationships. There is a basic lack of true emotional connection with narcissists, which leads to the inherent uncertainty and instability in relationships with them. At first, narcissists are very good at showing that they are exactly what their partner wants and expects, making it look like they are a great match. But once they feel safe in the relationship, they lose interest. As the thrill of pursuing fades, they look for new experiences and thrills elsewhere, which weakens the relationship in the long run. Narcissists put people in their lives into groups based on what they do for them. The main source is a steady source of ego fuel, giving a steady flow of approval and energy. Secondary sources, on the other hand, include friendships or short-term connections that give the narcissist short-term boosts to their ego or energy, in addition to what they get from their main source. No matter how good or bad the relationships are, they serve the narcissist's purpose as long as they make them feel important and noticed. When dealing with a narcissist, a no-contact approach works because it cuts them off from the constant emotional, psychological, and energetic support they need from you. People who are constantly giving narcissists this kind of assistance need to stop in order to protect their mental health. It's like keeping a valuable prize safe inside you. Narcissists are known for wearing down other people's mental strength, leaving them feeling drained and worn out. People risk running out of emotional supplies if they don't set these limits. There is no doubt that a narcissist's actions come from their strong belief that they deserve constant praise and attention. They live with the belief that they earn help and support all the time. The point of this video is to stress how important it is to protect your inner assets, like your kindness and sensitivity. It is important to be careful when sharing these traits because narcissists may use them to get what they want. Understanding the narcissist's basic demands and their belief that they are entitled to your emotional energy will help you protect your emotional assets. Realizing how important your mental health is and keeping it safe from people who might abuse it or not care about it is very important. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. We look forward to hearing your ideas and stories, so please leave them in the comments section below. If you liked or found this movie helpful or interesting, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your participation helps us reach and help more people who are having the same problems. Take care until next time, and goodbye for now.